Hello guys, this I'm here at the start of weekend in Chang and try to share the moment that this guy over here. This is a great event. A lot of
Glad you liked that video. It took us a couple hours to work on it, but of course, it's based on pictures that were taken during the entire weekend, and everyone here was very, very gracious in being the subject of all our pictures and camera taking. So I really, on behalf of all the photographers that were taking pictures this weekend, thank you. So, besides all of that, we now have the pitches for tonight, and in order to kind of transition into that, I thought I would introduce you to the judging criteria. So we did talk about this yesterday morning, but the judging criteria will be based on 3 different criteria: validation, execution and design, and the business model. So validation, again, and this is also for the benefit of our judges, validation will be based on kind of whether the teams were able to prove demand for their service or product. Did the team get out and talk to customers? Is there a clear value proposition to that customer? And have they identified an appropriate specific target market? Execution and design, so we expect that the team presents themselves well, especially during Q&A. We would like to see whether teams were able to come up with some kind of mock-up or some kind of set of wireframes, and whether they have anything close to an MVP to present. So that's a minimum viable product. Then finally, we are hoping that the teams are able to show us some consideration of a business model. So how is money made and from whom? Is the solution going to solve a valuable problem? And also, is their solution unique or innovative? Our judges, we have 5 esteemed judges with us tonight. And I thought I would show their names and titles and company affiliations here, but then also give them a chance to all introduce themselves briefly. So, would you all please introduce yourselves to the audience?
Let's make it through. There's a microphone. We have to start back. We can hear this.
Okay, it's very honor to be here, and I'm very much interested and also excited to seeing you guys here. My name is Paul Chang, and I'm CIO of Allianz Korea. I'm very much interested in knowing you. Thank you, and it's trembling to wait for your presentations. Thank you.
Hi, it's Jeff. I'm with IBM. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say. The energy you bring, the ideas you bring are what companies are looking for. So this is not big and small. This is fast, nimble, and good ideas. So good luck.
Hello everyone, I'm Seju Jung from Neom. I love startup. That's why I do my business too. It's a startup. We run the company in New York, but basically I came from South Korea and Korea. So I'm very honored to be here as a judge. But I think I'm qualified. I'm a fellow entrepreneur like you guys. So I get a ton of energy. I had a lot of stress this morning with the freaking business, but I got energy, so I came over here because I have similar blood and DNA like you guys. So I'm really happy with you guys. Good luck tonight. I'd love to be a sponsor for your dream and going crazy. Let's go through it together. So thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm already you. Think about my final recommendation. Surprise me. Okay? Okay, I expect you to do this.
You guys already know me, so I'm not going to talk about anything else. But the only thing is, please take a good picture of me because that picture is really
So let me describe very briefly how the pitching will work tonight. So each team has 5 minutes to pitch, and then there will be 4 minutes of Q&A allocated for each presentation right after each team presents. During the Q&A session, we expect teams to come up to the front of the stage and prep themselves to give the next pitch. And after all the pitches, we will have dinner. We will give the judges a dinner box as well while they run off to another room to deliberate. Okay, so that's the plan. Time to pitch. So the 7 teams in order are ready. The order was determined before this evening. And so we have Health Battle, Team Venus, Health Now, Be Health, You're What You Eat, Bed Data, and Insurance. Okay, so let's begin. Health Battle, please. Sorry, one quick note. So Yasha here will be giving all teams time warnings. 1 minute, 30 second, 1 minute warning and 30-second warning as well.
Hello, this is a picture from Health Battle again. And let me introduce our service that we developed in this weekend. And before we introduce our service, let me explain why we developed this. actually, you know what are these? Sorry. You know what are these? What do they do?
Tracker.
Yeah, it's tracker. Every moment it tracks your health data. But I think the data is dead. And it's not valuable at all. Why? Let me explain. Here is a proof that we found. And we asked the people, why not interested in wearable devices? And people said, why? What is its value? 51%. And that's the answer of customers. And we want to solve that. Health data, make health data exciting, make health data live. That's our goal. And we developed Health Battle. Health Battle is a game platform following money rewards. And why money? Why money is a matter? You know? So during this weekend, we researched the users and we also did a lot of surveys. And then here is one of proofs. Let me show.
아직은 없어요. 먹는 것만 지금 잘하는데 당연히 하죠. 없어도 지금 하는데 만약에 한국까지 준다고 그러면 당연히
After watching this, you might still not sure that this concept. And we also prepared second reason. You know, Mayo Clinic researched the users and then they found that financial incentive really boost your motivation. And so we don't stop here. To persuade you, we prepared another reason about motivation. And Daniel Pink said, a simple set of rules and clear destination, money reward really works. And one of our mentors mentioned that, your money reward would not be work in the future. But I think Health Battle is really simple and really clear, and so it works. Let me show how we work.
To participate in Health Battle, you need to log in with your account, and then you will be your dashboard. In dashboard, if you touch Go button, and you can go the whole battle list in our service. If you take a 10,000 steps game, you can just touch the game. And look at this, and then click the join button. And you need to pay a fee for the game. And touch the pay with credit card information. And if you type your credit card info, you can buy our virtual currency, which is FIT. After that, now you are ready to play the game. Game period, we provide a ranking system and so you can compete with your friends. After game period, if you become you will get paid. That means you get money reward because you reach your goal. House battle, play fit.
So this is our first business model. When user wanted to create or join a game, they need to pay a fee for the game. And we collect those monies, right? And then after the game, we divide them by the number of winners. And then either distribute to the winners, and then remain money, which means that losers lost. And then we take the fee from that, maximum 25%. That's our simple and clear business model. And second, we have I love Allianz. Our team loves Allianz. And Health Battle love Allianz. And in Health Battle system, we can ensure that users is really healthy because in 6 months, if the user win every month, we give them certificate, Health Battle certificate. And then we send them to the Allianz, and then Allianz also can ensure that these users really not risky users because they are usually regularly work out. So this is our service, very important.
awesome talk. Thank you very much.
So now we have 4 minutes of Q&A with the judges.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, I think your business model is like the gambling. So what about legal issues?
My friend is actually a lawyer. And before we come, I already legally confirmed that our model is works in Korea, in US too.
Okay.
The market is not big enough to be
Okay.
So how do you protect yourself? How do you build a wall or moat around Fitbit? Just saying, oh, I'm going to do that too. You've already got the users all over the world.
You mean how we can?
So Fitbit,
Yep.
right? You might have one on there.
Yeah, I have.
So how do you protect yourself from them saying, I want to do the same thing, and I already have the user base in the millions?
You know, Fitbit sued Joven sued Fitbit because users' health data is now being separated. I mean, the fragmentation is now worked by the vendor. And so we want to make one place that any kind of users and any kind of health app and health device users join our service, and then they can share with their health data to play a game. So that's our model and that's our goal. Yeah.
So in order to play,
Yeah.
is there a fixed price you can pay? Or do you think that it's to the discretion of it, and the more you put in, the more you can potentially win? Because you don't know how much the others will win, right? So how do you see that pricing model?
We are going to give a right to the users which they can define the fee for each game. So we saw the maximum participation fee would be $99, and then the minimum would be $10. In the range, the user can choose one of the fee to create their game. Yeah.
And are you going to take a cut on this price? What's your business model? What's in it for you as an entrepreneur?
You mean how I can?
How are you going to monetize it? How are you going to eventually make money on it?
I think Allianz can be our. Because it's really,
and then I figure out how I'm going
yeah, it really has to model, right? Yeah.
Okay, so could you be more specific on that health data? What kind of data are we going to
We found 4 kind of standard health data. First one is steps, and distance, and calories, and lastly the height. I mean how highly people climb up every day, and each of data could create more gain from each one, and also. We are so ambitious about the future because wearable is not just finished. It's just a beginning, and then Miss Shine, they are tracking the swimming stroke, how many strokes when you swim, and then we can create a game for swimming users, and then another wearables which can track your golf swing, and then we can take the speed data from that. We can create a golf game too, and so let's make data fun, and that's our goal. Yeah.
Next up, we have Team Venus.
Hi, I'm Yumin Kim from Team Venus. Venus is your visiting nurse program, and we offer visiting nurse program to people in need. And this is our team, and two for business and one technician and one designer. Now, what is Venus? Venus is a network system which can bridge the nurses and the people in need. And we focus on post-management services with experts. And many patients have a bad habit. And because of bad habit, they have a disease. And although they go to the hospital and get a treatment, because they cannot fix their bad habit, it is a vicious cycle. And we got to decide we have to cut this cycle. And I think it is the best solution for Venus to give a solution for people who are in need for this program. So people are unaware of their situation and their bad habit. So we can provide solution by advising them and by nurses visiting their house. They can provide information about what they have to eat and what they have to take care of. And we explain this information to people and we surveyed, and it is the result from 56 people. Number one is, have you ever offered satisfying after service regarding your health problem? And about 56% said no. And the second one is, are you willing to receive Venus service? And about 59% said yes. So in this process, it is a service flow. People who are interested in the service can sign up for this program. And the second one is interview. Through interview, we can provide for what they're needed, and next we can connect nurses and people who are in need. And it is the 3 steps, and it is quite easy. And in this process, we can split the income when nurses by gaining membership fee from people who are in need. And it is our distinctiveness of our program. It is very easy to access to recruit nurses because we already have nurse community apps website named My Duty. It is available now, and it is the application for nurses. So more than 30,000 nurses are currently using this web. So we can, with the help of this application, we can effectively draw nurses to participate in this program. And second strength is well-organized website and application using website. And it is the short movie of the simulation of our program works.
I love startup. Very healthy, fresh.
Okay, 4 minutes Q&A.
Thank you for the good presentation. I have a question. The question is, I do understand the need for a visiting nurse, and I do understand the handiness or the value of data. But can you explain to me the link between the visiting nurse and the data on the app that we collect? Can you understand? I would like to see the link between the two.
What is the data? You mean what the data we collect?
Yeah, so the link between, I saw two things, right? I saw you collecting a lot of data on an app, and I saw a visiting nurse.
No, it's not collecting data on the app. You mean the data?
Right? Oh, then she fills it in on the app.
Get information or website website typing information, and we serve patients give Xiaomi devices automatic data get we have sync.
Okay, so whose problem are you solving here? The problem of the busy sun? Is that the prime? Is that the prime customer that you're gonna solve the problem for here? Is that the busy son or is it the ailing father? Who's the main customer?
Our prospective customer is people who are very interested in their health care, but they cannot understand what the doctor says in the hospital. So they want to get advice from nurses, and whenever they want, nurses can go their home and advise for their lifestyle habit. And people who have diseases like cancer or diabetes, they have to take care of what they have to eat and like lifestyles, so nurses can continually help them.
I have a minimalized change kidney syndrome. I visited Seoul University Medical Center, but my doctor and my nurse no suggested solution. So I internet and book get information, but this is no good idea information.
Okay, all right, another question.
Okay, I have another question. How can you qualify the nurses' capabilities? Because each nurses have the very different types of the treatment and modalities. So some nurses have some very specialty about some disease. Also, they can give some very special treatments, something like this. How can I distinguish between the nurses? So how can I find the appropriate nurses using the your web?
And there, we have a information data about nurses because there, as I presented, there's an app for using nurses, and because nurses can transmit data about what is their specialties, and patients who are in need, they can submit their data, what they need, so we are bridging them who are in need and who can do the services.
Next step is off now.
Good afternoon, everyone. So at first I would like to say thank you to everybody. I mean, all the people and especially the organizer who gave like a lot of time during this weekend, like 3 times. And also the mentor, I think we give like a lot of like helps, and I mean, they try to guide us. And also I would like to sponsor I would like to say thanks to the sponsor. So actually, my name is Martin and Mona, she's my partner. And we actually tried to create a startup, and the name is called Else Now. We used to have a developer with us, but the paradox is he got a health problem today, so he was not able to come. So we find some data and it shows every year thousands of health-related mobile applications are created. So I think you can think it might be very good, and because the choice, you have many choice. But actually, when you go in the App Store, the Google Play, for example, if I type diet, it's very hard to find the good There's too many choice, too many applications.
So many apps.
It's too. It's too many, and it's very difficult to make a choice. And
it sucks, man.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, it sucks. And so I don't know why we should create more application, and also they all look the same. It can be in sports, or it can be in diet, or maybe nutrition. There's some leading education on nutrition, for example. So actually we kind of lost in the jungle, and we lost completely. And I don't know to do my choice. Sorry. So actually we think that a good idea is to do a kind of app organizer for the customer, because this doesn't exist yet. And so we find two data. So we found out that 85% of the mobile phone user comparing the application, and that 50% of the health mobile phone user are kind of disappointed with the application. So this is the problem. So the first problem is when you're looking for application, you cannot link many keywords. It will show no result. And related to the healthcare field, there's no apps we can. When you look for specific needs related to your profile, you cannot find any apps linking to this.
So now we saw all the problems that Martin tackled now. What can be the solution, the right solution for all these problems? It's simply, in words, a tool that recommends health applications based on similar user profiles. This is our product. At the beginning, it's going to be non-biased and free. And it's called Health Now. So this is the jungle that Martin's talked about, jungle of application. You are lost. We need a filter and recommendations that give rankings of applications depending on your specific health profile. Each person with some disease, some motivations, I want to do sport, something, it gives you the right ranking of application, the best for you. So basically, we saw what's going to be the function. This is how it will look like. Health one, this is the website. You go to this website, and then you give your profile, your age, gender, nationality, or country, your budget, when you want to buy an app, and you tell us what's your health problem, what you want to do, what's your motivation. For example, I want to lose weight, I have allergy. This is two profiles, for example, Martin's and me, we have different profiles, we will have different rankings of applications that appear, depending on my profile. This is, at the beginning, we imagine that it's free, and we need funding, of course. Then, in future, when we'll have a good database, we're gonna have referencing and advertising, and we followed an advice of an expert, and he said that we can imagine that it's gonna be the health apps broker, so it's gonna be not a website, but an application. Thank you.
So, what is your business model then?
Our business model?
Yeah.
You mean at the beginning we're gonna need funding.
Okay, yes.
Funding, why? Because what we are going to do is what we are creating with this website that we developed with our IT experts is developing a database. But first, when we develop a database, we need to reach 1 million before having a revenue from advertisement, etc. We need funding to have this 1 people that will go to the website and register, and this is why we need at the beginning funding. Then when we reach 1 million users in Health Now website, we're gonna have referencing of applications plus advertising. Then the third step is a broker of health applications.
I just thank you for the presentation. What I see here is basically you try to be some sort of an Amazon like recommending kind of health apps to users, like Amazon recommends books with similar users. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which will give you apps that users who have the same profile they like. Like for example, me and the second person, we have the same kind of profile. It gives you the right application that's this community of people who have the same profile they like.
And customers can get that advice for free.
Customers,
you go to your app and then your website is for free, right?
Yes, yes.
Actually, so you just you just go inside the website and you type like your profile and it will give you like recommendation to some apps. Yeah.
Based on
right now. Based on your data.
Any more questions?
I have so many questions, but the first question is, what's the core leverage? Why? So to make a service available, either you need to have a lot of users. That will be a leverage. Or you need to know, like you have many official partners, so you can recommend applications. Right? Then, as application makers that are outside, why would they partner with you guys? App makers, fitness, diet, weight loss, diabetes, app makers, they will partner with you, correct?
Correct, but not at the beginning.
The beginning, then what was the first step?
At the beginning, we are non-biased. We just give, depending on your profile, the application that suits you.
So you decide which application will suit for the end users.
Yes, and when you choose applications, you are not biased. The only parameter is your profile and what is good, like what suits you. Without preferences.
But also, I was thinking about this. For example, your company. So I don't know exactly the average customer, but I would say maybe it's a woman which is active with like revenue, and maybe 35, 38 something. And so if we can collect all this data in the same like profile of customer, maybe we could like target to some application, for example, your application, and make some partnership together.
All right, and last question: How will you gather initial user base? How will you achieve build the first user pool in the beginning?
You mean like the campaign for encouraging people to register to the website?
Yeah. How will you get the first seed users?
The seed.
So actually, we just thought about this. About this idea. So, by example, to convince the people to register into our website to get a huge database, we can maybe offer some like coupon with like pay application, by example. Maybe we can give like some like Google Maps, but we will be able to use them.
We have to be fair to everyone.
Thank you.
Next up is Be Health. Okay. It's working.
Okay. Industry and one in supply chain management. And pretty much we created an app that is called How Are You Now? We have a patient that pretty much has a chronic or long-term disease that requires long-term treatment. And that patient is someone who cares for him a lot. And because he cares a lot, he will attend communities that share their experience about the disease that is happening with the person that they love. But there are three problems. For one thing, they do not understand much about the disease. And they do not keep track of it. So when they are at the community, they always talk from their memory. They have nothing really to show. And time is also an issue all the time. And so how we want to solve that? Our solution is we want to do an electronic diary, pretty much. That does two things. For one thing, it helps to understand the caregiver, the disease better. And another thing is that he can actually track the data. And we checked a bit, so you see there are some caregivers that already attend some patient communities and talk about their experience. And this is the main structure of our service. Pretty much our service does the following. Once the patient goes to the doctor, he will receive a medical record. But the medical record is really hard to understand. So what we want to do with our service, we want to translate that medical record so that the caregiver can understand. But then the caregiver can also actually track data, like behavioral data. And if then he goes to the doctor, he can actually report on this data. So now we want to show you the mock-up.
Hi, cool. Hi, let me show you our service mockup. On top of that, we think it's very important. The most important is to show you what's happening right now with your loved one in the hospital. So on top of that, he's here. Here is doctor's information and drug information and surgery information and side effect expected. It's all coming from the medical record. Other than that. And then we provide a tool to follow and track the behavioral data of your loved one. The first part is about general condition. There are two questions about mental condition and physical condition. This is very simple, and if you click touch, then you can see the long-term track data and then the deeper questions. Here's another disease-specific questions. It can be customized by doctors or yourself, and it can be also tracked. And we also provide the medical record, past medical record data, because it's very important for caring your loved one. Here is the very important lab result, which can be tracked on the lab or on the app, and what kind of drugs have been used for your loved one. So here is full detailed description of the medical treatment and drugs. There's another track data, which can be comprehensible. And we also provide additional information which is necessary outside the hospital.
Yeah, let me finally say something about the business model. What we want to do then, we want to create a channel between the patient and the pharmaceutical company. Because we think everyone can profit here. It will be a circle pretty much. Because the patient is getting the drug from the pharmaceutical company, and we know which pharmaceutical company it is that is actually selling the drug to the patient. So we will ask the patient if he wants to provide the data to the pharmaceutical company. Why does the pharmaceutical company profit? Because through collecting health data, they can improve the clinical trials that are done. They have post-trials that enhances the safety profile of the drug, which makes then finally more likely that the doctor prescribes the drug in the end. And why does the patient profit? Because
because the pharmaceutical company can give a discount on the drug, and treatment for severe disease are really expensive, so that has quite some value. And we take a small provision for maintaining the service. Thank you very much.
How will you get access to all this medical information? I saw surgical data and all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's actually, maybe the doctor can answer. Right now, it's impossible right now. It's impossible to access in electronic way. And at first, if you really love your one, then you pay money, and then you get your data from. Maybe you can do it instead of you, on behalf of you in paper form. At first, we need to elaborate on the translation of medical data by hands. But in Korea, it's gonna be working in the future because the integration of the medical system working is right now happening right now in the government.
So every patient can actually get the data, that's for sure. Then someone has to work to translate it. That's what we want to do. So we for sure need people who translate the data for us and then provide it in an easier form to the patient.
That's in your business model, a cost that you will have to pay for somewhere, right?
Yeah,
that translation service.
Yeah, we will have
data service.
Yeah, we will have specialists who do the translation, but we have also a business model because we can do something with the data, and we think that the patient will actually provide its data because he can get a discount, which is quite quite a lot.
So, what's the middleman between the pharmaceutical company and the patient? How do they play in this discount?
There's only one middleman, and that is our service. That's we.
So you're going to be the pharmacy distributing drugs?
No.
How do I get the 1% rebate as a patient?
As a patient, you mean?
Yeah, who's going to give me that discount? The pharmacy?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, we haven't. Yeah, honestly, we haven't talked about the process, how it works.
Straight answer, honest answer is a good answer.
No, it's like a clinical study platform. When you're doing clinical study, there are tons of money collecting patient itself, and we can collect patient on behalf of pharmaceutical company. In that way, the pharmaceutical company pay money directly to the patient.
Who will pay for your service? This service paid by who?
We generate money. So in the end, we'll get money from the pharmaceutical company through service.
And the patient, caregiver, doctor, they don't pay.
The doctor cannot be involved because when if the doctor is involved, then it's regulatory problem. The doctor is not involved at all, and we don't need the doctor. That is actually what we do because the pharmaceutical company is not allowed to get in contact with the doctor, and they are not allowed to get in contact with the patient neither.
Good.
So that's what we are doing.
Good. So the patient and caregiver will not pay. The pharma company will pay on behalf of the service, correct?
Yeah, for the data.
And a pharma company like this service, why?
They like it because, again, the safety profile of the drug will increase. For a drug to bring it on the market, like it goes through clinical trials, clinical phases, but there are also after studies. So even the drug is given, like there are studies, and they are interested in it. And when the profile increases, the doctors are more willing to prescribe the drug.
I agree. How do you choose service to individuals?
How do you distribute?
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought first about like the communities themselves. Like we have the communities there. We will go there and try to, because it's for free, we try to give it out. Patient communities and give it out.
Next up is you are what you eat.
Hi, my name is Philip, and I'm a student here in Yonsei. It's good to see you all of you. And to be honest with you, I had a hard time during this event. At the first day of the event, it was very hard time getting a partner who had the same vision of my idea. And I got one teammate, and then yesterday he left. He dropped it. So I was by myself. I could have. I wanted to give up for a moment, but I still have a confidence of my idea, so I'm here. Okay, let's start it. My title is, do you want to live healthy? It's an easy question, right? And my subtitle is, you are what you eat. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? You're what you eat. Okay. So here's a person who would eat a lot of junk food. He eats most refined food, 45, and 4 times more heart attack he might get. And healthy man stands here, look healthy, right? So here's pumpkin with the healthy fruits and vegetable, and here's a bad with bad food, junk food. So you're what you eat, right? I thought about being a health very deeply, and what is important to be healthy is I found that acknowledgement, 인지 in Korean, which is makes people to think themselves to, I gotta take care of my health, right? Never be told by others to be healthy. So for the insurance company, people want to be away from fear to get sick. The insurance company earn money by relieving the fear. And the company wants to keep them healthy, right? But here's the problem. Healthy people tend to less care about themselves. Think about it. If you're healthy male man, like why would you care about your health? So what can company do about it? Insurance needs to touch other matters than health for their supplement, not just depending on their insurance plans or any other. The company needs healthcare service for people to make sure they're okay. So here's what I thought. Healthcare service. I was focused on this one, and I'll show you a short video clip. Have you seen a movie called Island? It was released 2005. Good morning. Okay, the man goes to the urinary, and then here's a scanning. It tells you what to eat and how to be healthy, right? This is about it. And then so future healthcare. I thought about this. This is my urine from today, right? But a lot of information and factor that you can see from this. The daily urine analysis will give you the new healthy life. And this analysis can tell you many data about your health. So valuable data from the urine. Thank you.
So, are you developing a urine test, or are you using current urine tests and you're developing an app to show me what it is?
I want to develop an IoT device that detects the urine and sends you to your device.
And that device goes in the toilet?
Yes. And I'll just keep it on the next slides, so you can have an idea.
So you're developing the hardware, which is the device we put in the toilet, right?
Yes.
And you also develop the app that then tells me, but also the data and the algorithms behind it, right?
Right. It tells you what to eat and how to manage your health. The software.
Okay.
So this is about it. So in the near future, sensor will be embedded to everything, also in your toilet bowl. The IoT sensor that detects your urine can connect it to IP enable Wi-Fi devices on the back of your toilet, and it can be connected to your app on your tablet, smartphone.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. In my family, we share the toilet. Right? Oh, my family does. Oh, really? Okay, you have a personal one? So, I have a question. How can you distinguish which one is which one? I mean, we use the share, right? So, that's my question.
Right. Technology. That's a good question. I was thinking about that a lot. So technology, like Bluetooth, like if you think about the Apple Watch, when it connects to when it close to your device, it automatically connects, right? That technology is existing already. So this kind of Wi-Fi this sensor can be close to your device, and then it sends to your it gives you your data to the device.
So it means I always wear the watches, right?
Yes.
Even I get sleep, right? Otherwise the system does not recognize me, right?
Yes.
You have to be at night. Okay.
Yeah. And
so are you planning to work together with toilet manufacturers or?
no, I'm planning to work. I can work with like Allianz and IBM. No, this is very important for the health, people's life, improving their health.
So is there any way for insurance companies to use that data?
Insurance company?
Yeah.
Is there any way?
Yeah.
Yes, they can use it. Because this kind of like a disease, which is highly priced, I would say, for the company to give to the customer, right? So to prevent this kind of disease, yeah, insurance company has to invest. Thank you for listening.
Next up we have bad data, B-data.
Introducing Bad Data, the first IoT device for your sexual wellness and health. So on Friday, our team gathered around a set of questions, how much do we really know about our body and what it needs and wants in bed? How much do you know about what your partner wants and needs in bed? Guys want to confirm whether they fully satisfied their partner, and ladies don't necessarily want to confirm or deny. And sometimes it's not necessarily because we don't want to tell you if you were, but it's because sometimes you don't really know. Subin, I want to ask you, okay, so I have the factors for the female orgasm identified by the Journal of Health and Medicine, and foreplay, intimacy, communication, and the woman's biological cycle, so what time of the month it is. Subin, do you know how many minutes of foreplay you need to have an orgasm? Okay, Benedict, do you know how much your partner needs to have an orgasm in terms of minutes of foreplay? Or do you know? Do you know what day in her cycle she gets the most aroused? Or do you know? Okay, no. Let's keep going. So that's our health and wellness. It's not that the absence of symptoms or dysfunction. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's a problem. Joy is not the absence of depression, and I think this specifically applies when it comes to sexual wellness. Just because you have a clinical problem, or the absence of a clinical problem, doesn't necessarily mean there's no problem. So we came up with a solution in the past 48 hours. We created an IoT device that transmits data collected in bed during sexual activity. And we planned a process that could analyze this data, create trends, patterns, and use machine learning to do some really cool stuff. And also provide a way for men and women to communicate more subtly and on a level more openly about their needs and desires in the bedroom. So, bed data. This is our prototype that we developed. It's an LED nightstand, and I think it looks really sexy. It functions as a regular nightstand when it's not in use, and it connects to a web-based platform. I'm going to explain more about the prototype, the device itself. It collects sound data, and it doesn't record it, it just collects the data. And also movement on the mattress. That's as far as we got in the past 48 hours. So, yes. And then also, it's supposed to change light according to the sound of movement. So, according to the sound intensity, okay, you don't necessarily have to form those words and give him positive feedback. The light will give him the positive feedback. And this is our user interface for the web-based platform. This is for John and Jane, so they have to have downloaded it together. Let's see, okay, so the last time they had fun was on August 28th. They titled it After Party. You can click on it for more information, but there's another view, it's a calendar view. The dots in red are the times that they had fun, and the green dots are for when Jane had her period. So with this data, we can predict, okay, 3 days into her cycle or 5 days into her cycle, you will be able to see when she's ovulating. So if you're, okay, yeah, I gotcha. So data visualization, if you click on the individual timeline, you can visually see the intensity and it's science, okay, in your bedroom. Also, we have a communication function. Jane is recommending through our application to John the Breakfast of Champions. He must have deserved it. We had a lot of fun talking to our potential target market. So the market right now has a void of
I coach this team also. So yesterday I tell you guys why don't you try to sell this product to your friends or your family, something like this. So can you success there or what kind of feedback from that?
We got actually really different feedback based on the age group and the gender. So these are the people that we talked to and gave us a willingness to pay range. Males wanted to know how accurate our service would be. How yes, okay, this is a prototype testing. We didn't have time, but our developers, they did it in the past 48 hours. They created this IoT.
How do you make money?
How do we make money? Okay, we are selling this IoT device. The cost of production is at $9, and we got a willingness to pay different for females and males. We haven't really thought out if we would do a different pricing strategy, but we set this price at $40 at $45. So cutting distribution, we think 40% to 50% margin.
How spontaneous is sex going to be with this idea? I mean, sex is something that you can do, like it must be spontaneous, but you have to turn things on also.
I think this is an example of the male view and the female view. One important thing for females is mental preparedness and consensus for sex, according to the Journal of Medicine and Health. If we plan a day, especially if you're busy with life and you just can't make each other a priority, it actually is going to help the female have an orgasm. But I don't think this goes against the spontaneity of sex, because you can have sex without having planned it and then log it in.
So have you given it thought that President Park would actually be a very good customer, and not for herself maybe, because she's not married, but she has to increase the fertility rate in Korea, right? So because that's a real need, right? Have you given that thought?
Yeah. I think our mentor also talked about how it could be a solution to solve the low birth rate in Korea.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if end users receive a bad result, like an either male or female side, constantly you are 5 percentile entire low side, and you proving that you are a bad partner in terms of sex, then what's next? Or do you think the failure will turn it off because they don't want to prove it? I'm going to fail it again in some of the average people? No.
You want to answer this? No? Okay. Okay.
Not everyone's a rock star on that, no?
I don't think the sexual satisfaction for the female orgasm it can't be generalized. We focused on the duration of foreplay as being the most important factor for reaching an orgasm, and you can visually see how much time you spend on foreplay, and if the satisfaction rating is low, then you can make it longer, right? The foreplay length.
Now we have the last presentation for today, and the team is called Gensurance, or the idea is called Gensurance.
Hello everybody, we are Gensurance. insurance recommendation system based on your genetic data. So we recommend insurance with your gene. Here's our value proposition. We have two sides, server side, the server side, and user, and the insurance company. The user's problem is they don't know what coverage are needed for them. And for insurance company, see the gross premium written for recent years, they haven't increased a lot. So they are having a hard time to get more new customers. So they really need for a new sales channel to get a new develop new customers. So here's our solution. For user, we optimize the coverage based on the genetic data of that person. And for the insurance company side, we find the potential customers who may change their mind by realizing their genetic basis. And also, we develop a new digital channel for them. Let's explain our one of systems. So let's assume it's one man's future disease, the disease he will get in the future, this circle. And this is standard insurance coverage. So this area, this intersection area, will be insured by the standard insurance. And by our recommendation, see the red circle, our recommendation system recommends this coverage insurance. These have a similar coverage area and reduce the low risk coverage, so we can save the premiums for them. So here's our business model. G-insurance save the policyholders money by setting the premium, and policyholder purchase a policy through our system, and the insurer gives a commission of that one. Here's persona. Eva has the genetic data. She does needs for cancer insurance. And we need a market validation. And the question was, if you have a genetic data, will we use it to use our system, our app? And 83% of people said, I'm going to use it. And the half of the 83% said, I'm really highly willing to use it. And the market trend of genetic data analysis. This is 23andMe data. And the customer of using genetic data analysis are growing exponentially. So we assume in the future, the genetic data analysis will become popular. And our team, I'm medical doctor Jae-yong, and I'm an insurance system expert, and we have a nice designer and AI expert, and also he can program, and we have nice project manager also. So let me show our demo. We'll build a bi-module actually, and thank you. I have a demo application, so you can use it right now.
So the genetic data is known by GenSurance and provided to the customer, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is that correct? So the genetic data is provided from GenSurance to the customer, right? So how? Is it, well,
It's like
we use a third-party APIs.
but are we, let me say it this way. He's a customer, right? Does he give some genetic material, some DNA to GenSurance?
No, not
that's not,
Yes.
that's not taking place. So there's no exchange of DNA to tell genetic information. It's a pure algorithm on general.
Yeah, so we got the data from the API, third-party API, like Illumina or TransferMe.
But not about the individual person.
No, the dead persons. So when you see the application, he opens his API, so he gets his data, genetic data.
So that's for his specific person, right?
Right.
And the insurance company does not get that data.
Right, of course.
Now that is potentially very dangerous, right? Because the concept of insurance is that the insurer and the customer, they know an equal amount of data about their behavior, and therefore we can insure. So it's very dangerous if the customer knows more than the insurance company.
No, actually it's not dangerous because in the regulation, actually what is the regulation is that the insurance companies supposed to not discriminate the people who have with genetic data. This is the regulation. Okay. Actually, we are not saying it is that provide a discount or something. Okay. Let's say we have 10 policies. Okay. And then if the guy is not matching with not suitable or not has a less risky of the one coverages, you can take out if you propose 9 coverages. So actually, this one is totally like a reasonable one. If we use it, the package of the insurance, so there is no any discrimination.
Okay, and also, you illustrated that the insurance companies should pay, they give the commission to GenSurance, right?
Yeah, correct.
But why do they have to do that? Because from insurance company perspective, I imagine that insurance companies would resist to accept the application from GenSurance because the customers would have more risk than others.
That's true, but we think the margin, margin could be a little bit lower, but we doesn't think it's going to be a minus or zero. So if you can sell more and earn a little bit less, it's kind of possible too.
Yeah, basically, if you talk about just one specific persons, yeah, it can be possible. The claim ratio can be a little bit higher. But think about it, that if you have more business, if you more on the monies, and then it can be profitable, right? Do you have any others?
How long do you think you will take some time to close the first deal with insurance companies? I also do single digit, not a genome-based, right? What's your guess? Once you finalize the product and close the business, what's your guess? How long it will take to close the deal?
To make a deal?
Yeah, the insurance company.
You're not sure, but maybe 1 hour. I don't know. Yeah, 1 year.
What is the most varied? What will be the most worthwhile? Close the deal. What's your guess?
Okay. First thing is that our initial assumption is that someone's supposed to have the genetic data. Okay, so genetic data initially cost $100 initially. Okay, it's paid to genetic data companies. Okay, this is in advance.
Great, so now we have heard from all 7 teams, the presentation from each team, and now our judges with their score sheets will be ushered into a room down the hall where they will deliberate together and decide who will be winning Startup Weekend. We will shortly, so dinner is now provided outside, and I think we will go ahead and have dinner now. Thank you.
guys, I guess the judges are having a meeting, like to judge who's gonna get the what prize in 30 minutes. So I'll probably come back and film this more in 30 minutes for award ceremonies. So, alright, you can follow and watch this video in 30 minutes at, yeah, I'm gonna save my account. You can just follow it.